Hi, I'm Dave Annell, a professional family historian. I've been researching my own family history for over 40 years. There's been a lot of discussion on social media about the recent relaunch of the Probate Service's Find a Will website. And having eventually managed to successfully order some documents today after several days of frustration, I thought it might be useful to share my thoughts on what I think I can safely say is the clunkiest, most unintuitive website it has ever been my misfortune to use. I had 3 documents to order, and I want to show you what happened when I tried to. So this is the website we're talking about. It's probatesearch.service.gov.uk. It's a very simple search screen. There's hardly any fields to complete. We can add the person's first name, and the first person I'm looking for is a man called Samuel Bull. So I can put in his surname and then his year of death. Well, he actually died in 1858, but I know that the will was proved in 1859, so I'm not going to go through that whole process of searching both years. I know that I'm going to find, or I expect to find, what I'm looking for in 1859. So there's then this other question here. Was the person a soldier who died while serving in the British Armed Forces between 1850 and 1986? Well, it may seem like a very curious thing to include when you only have 3 fields to search on, but this is because the Probate Service have a separate collection of military wills, mainly those of people who died during World War I. So we'll put that to no, and then we can click Save and Continue. Now, it'd be quite nice to have a button saying search, but save and continue, at least it's fairly clear what it means, and we'll click that. So now we get the results here, and we've got a summary of what we put in. Bull, 1859, no, he wasn't a soldier, and it's returned 14 pages. Now, the first thing we can see, we can just view the first page here, is that the surname here, the surnames on this page are not Bull, they're surnames that start with Bull. So we're going to have to click through these 14 pages. Now, it's going to take me a while to get there. I'll just show you as we go. Again, these are surnames that aren't Bull. They start with the letters B-U-L-L. We can keep going. We're still getting more of these. It'll take a little while to get there, but eventually will. I think what I'm looking for actually is on page 10. I'll just mention this. Here's on page 9, we've got some letters of administration. So they were listed separately in the early years of the probate calendars. But we're actually looking for a will, and we get to it on the 10th page out of 14. This is the man we're looking for. So it's very clear that the pages are not in any logical order. They're certainly not in alphabetical order, and they're not just including the name you're looking for. They're including names that start with the letters that you're looking for. So this is the man we're looking for, Samuel Bull. The next step, of course, is we want to order a copy of this will. Now, it's not obvious how to do that because there is no button saying order this will. What you actually have to do is to click here, click to open image. And then we get the image that we've just seen of that page. And again, there's nothing obvious. What we want to do is, okay, let me order a copy of this will. What you actually have to do is click on this little link here saying show form. And this brings up the form next to the image. So we can now complete the fields here that it wants us to complete. So I'll put in Bull, I'll put in Samuel. The date of their probate, well, that's this date here, the 16th of May, 1859. So we'll add that. And then it wants to know the date of their death, which is down here, the 13th of December, 1858. So I've put that information in. The next thing is the folio number. Well, here there's this number written next to it. There is a little help guide here, which you can click on, but we've put in 269. It's worth noting, and we'll come back to this, that not all the wills or letters of administration here have a folio number to them. It's just those that were proved in the principal registry before, I think I'm right in saying about 1930, that have folio numbers. Anyway, the registry location is the principal registry. Again, that's not intuitive, but we'll add that here. And now I can add that to my basket. It says added to basket, and if I look at the top here, my basket contains 1. Great, I've managed to successfully order a document, or at least I've added it to my basket. The next step is I want to order another document. So again, there is nothing that says order another document. There are 2 ways to get to this. You can either click on the change button there, or you can go back to the top and click on Find a Will. And that returns you to the form that we had earlier. So I want to now search for a man called John Gould, who I know died in 1915. So I'm putting in Gould, 1915. And again, I've clicked No for the soldier category. 2 pages returned. This time we're lucky. It's on the first page that we're looking for. This is the man that I want, John Gould, 25 Wilmington Square, Middlesex. So again, I need to click to open image. And again, I want to show form. Now here you'll see the form has actually gone slightly over the image. There's not a lot you can do with that. It may just be that my screen is a little bit smaller, but we could hide the form to see the information at the end and then show it again. But so we're on John Gould, and it says, what was the date of their probate? Well, okay, it's actually letter of administration, not probate, but the same principle exists. The letter of administration was granted on the 11th of December 1915, and he died on the, just read that, 23rd of November 1915. So here we come to the folio number, and as we can see, if we hide the form again, there is no folio number here. There are folio numbers for some of the entries on this page. They're all the London entries, but the letter of administration, there are no folio numbers. So I'm going to leave that blank. That seems to have lost the information I've just put in there, which is a little bit frustrating. We'll just put that back in. So 11th of the 12th, 1915, and the 23rd of the 11th, 1915. That's another problem with it that I hadn't noticed before. So we'll leave the folio number blank, and the registry location we'll put in London. Add to basket. And it says folio number is required. Well, there isn't a folio number, so it's going to be very difficult for me to add a folio number. And I found a way of getting around it. What you just have to do is press the space bar, and it then thinks there's something in the field, and you can add that to the basket. The entry has been added to the basket, and I now have 2 in there. I'm going to try a third search, so I'll click the change button this time. The person I'm looking for was called Thomas Pinches, and he died in 1939. He was not a soldier who died while serving the British Armed Forces. Save and continue. No document pages returned. Well, I know that there was an entry for Thomas Pinches in the calendar. Letters of administration were granted, but it's not bringing it up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to strip the name back, and I'm just going to put the start of the name in there. So I put in PIN 1939. This now brings up 4 document pages. It's not on the first, that's going from Pincott to Pine. So we'll try the second page. Well, that goes from Pine to Pinckney. And the third page starts from Pillsworth and includes the name Pinches. So you can see there are actually 4 entries for the name Pinches. The database told me there were none, but by stripping the name back, I was able to find the person I'm looking for. So that's the man. It's actually letter of administration again. I can go through and I can now order that, and I will then have ordered 3 documents. It's really not good. It's very clunky. I'm sure they intend to do something about it. They really have to. But for now, we're just going to have to put up with it and learn how best to navigate our way around it. Thanks for listening, and good luck.